Alright guys, so we are done Wave 21. So we're going to dip back into the Black Series well and look at a figure that surprisingly I thought I had reviewed and given my thoughts on. So we're going to do that today. So hold tight. Hey everybody, under the weather, Papa Gord here today with you guys. Wasn't gonna record anything because it's that summer cold, right? Everybody's got to get one. I thought I'd be okay. Actually, 3/4 of the household's feeling under the weather today. So, but that's not gonna stop me from going back into the archives. It's not an archive figure, so don't jump the gun. But we're gonna go back in and start looking at some of my other Black Series figures who I have not put on film or video or whatever have you. And surprisingly, I can't believe I haven't done him yet, and it is a him, as this is my absolute favorite figure, favorite character in Star Wars, period. And I don't know, some of you guys may have already guessed, plus you'll already know who it is when you see the title. But that's this guy right here, Darth Vader. This is the only Black Series Darth Vader I have, or else I would pull some others up for comparison. So I don't have the Emperor's Wrath. I don't have the one with kind of the goofier looking head. This one is the single box release, which is basically the exact same figure from the 40th anniversary of Episode 4 release, and he's excellent. I don't pose him very much at all. I usually just kind of have him out there with his hand doing his thing and his lightsaber in hand, because he doesn't have a little clip anywhere to put his lightsaber hilt. If he did, I might actually just consider posing him that way. But he is just all sorts of black goodness, and the cloth, everything is just a fantastic figure. Now, he may not have perfect range, like with the head, which you can get side to side, and you can get a little bit up, and you can get a little bit of down. So not great head range, but you know what? It's Darth Vader. It's not like he's not doing a whole lot of up and down looking and whatever. And it's kind of the same way with some of the other features on him. He's got basically about a 90-degree bend on his arm. It's going to be really hard to see him since it's black on more black with a little bit of some silver and gunmetal gray and what have you. But again, they could have gotten away with putting a deeper cut in the arm, and we could have got a greater than 90-degree bend. But again, it doesn't really bother me. He does have decent range. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Might have a sneeze coming. Nope, we're fighting the urge. So, you know what? I am totally wrong. He does have a hook. That's the first time I actually noticed it. So he does have a hook on his belt here, which you can't see because it's black. But yeah, I mean, he's got good arm rotation. Really, I mean, a 90-degree bend, you can't complain about that anyway. Just all the subtle details, all the wrinkles in all the different types of materials to make his outfit. I haven't really bent him too much. So he gets, for a big, thick guy, he gets not bad range on the bend. And again, we don't see him, except for towards the end of Rogue One, where he just goes lightsaber crazy on everybody. He's not so much kind of, being stealthy and acrobatic and that type of a thing. He's just all-powerful with the Force. So, I mean, that's what he primarily needs to use anyways. So, with flinging his lightsaber and in Jedi when he was going after Luke and what have you. But just again, the details. I love the fabric, how it comes up, how big his cape. I mean, it's just half of his cape, and we'll get the other half going on. So you got total great. Like you can wrap him up like a little Darth Vader burrito. So yeah, he just, I think for a Black Series figure, I think he definitely, or Hasbro really set a standard with him. We have seen some great figures since the 40th anniversary stuff, and since Darth Vader. I mean, that Gamorrean Guard, Mace Windu, even Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I mean, they constantly are making changes, and hopefully mostly for the better when it does come to the 6-inch line. But again, for a 6-inch Vader, and again, it's just my opinion, but I don't think you could get much better than this figure. I look at it quite a bit still, and again, like not catching the loop on his belt to hang his lightsaber, which I'll put him down and we'll take a look at his one and only accessory. But again, it's Vader's lightsaber, and I think for the most part it's done pretty well. It does have what looks like a bit of a loop here up at the top, but I think that's just kind of weird. I don't see too many or any Jedi that actually hang it from the part where the lightsaber, the sword part comes up and out of the hilt. But again, nice deep red. He holds it really, really well. And he still looks menacing enough to get his hand out there, just kind of getting ready to force choke somebody for ticking him off. But yeah, he's definitely, I would say, if you had to hold me down and ask what my absolute favorite Black Series figure is, might be him. I know he didn't make my list, although my list was actually only for 2019 figures. So yeah, maybe I will do my top. I don't even know if I could narrow it down to 10, but maybe I'll do a top 10 favorite Black Series out of the entire line, including vehicles and what have you. So, but yeah, I think out of all the Black Series, he is probably still a top contender for probably my favorite Black Series figure, period. Mind you, that Gamorrean Guard, he may push him out of the top spot, but like I've said, like I picked up that 3 3/4 inch re-release of the original Darth Vader back when I was a kid, and Darth Vader, that was my first figure I ever had as a kid. So I might be a little biased because there's a lot of sentimental reasons behind me liking the character a little bit more, but I've always cited usually the villains in most films are a lot cooler. I love the look of all the troopers, the different styles, they're awesome. The rebels, they're pretty boring, right? Just like looking at G.I. Joe and Cobra. Like Cobra, fantastic. Like all the different divisions of different Cobra troopers and Cobra Commander and Destro and Serpentor and we're getting into G.I. Joe and we're not talking about G.I. Joe. But again, I always kind of root for the bad guys. They're not going to win, but I mean, really, Anakin's story is such a heartbreaking story. And the fact that it's going to kind of end the whole Skywalker saga coming up around Christmas time. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for me and for this guy anyways. So let me know down in the comments, did you get the 40th anniversary Darth Vader? Did you get him just in the regular single boxed version of the 40th anniversary Darth Vader? Do you even have Darth Vader? And maybe what's your one single, if you had to narrow it down, your single most favorite Black Series figure that you have in your collection. But he does not disappoint at all. I think I'm quite happy that I don't have the other couple of Vaders that have been released in a Black Series, because I think that would just make me cry. But again, I'm gonna keep my eyes out and see if I can happen to track them down to add to my collection, because I guess I kind of still would like to have them. So for Mr. Vader here and for myself, comment, share, like, subscribe, all that usual stuff that really helps out the channel big time, especially with the likes, with the comments, you know, subscriptions and all that stuff. So I really appreciate the new people. I know we've added a few people to the channel very recently, so thank you. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. That's gonna do it for him. And I'm gonna take some cold pills, and I'm calling it a night. So as always, guys, have yourselves a great what's left of the weekend, and we'll see you guys really soon. Have a good one.